They just hurt both my knees on a different movie, and so I wasn't moving around too good. But this stunt coordinator and now good friend and mentor named R.A. Rondell, who coordinated The Matrix and many other, he's a very legendary stunt coordinator and second unit director. He asked me to come be the stunt double for Captain America, called me out of the blue, said, hey, and then ironically, like 3 days later, I got the call from another stunt coordinator to come, be in the suit for Chris Nolan's last Batman. And so I was like, oh man, like what do I do? Do I go be Batman, who I've idolized since I was a kid, or do I go, be Captain America, who is part of the Marvel Universe and this new thing? And it seems like it's taking off. So it was a hard decision, but ultimately I think I made the right choice. The first Avengers was maybe because it was, my first time in the MCU and I was really putting a lot of pressure on myself. But I think it was more also that, coming from California where you're not that high above sea level, we were shooting in Albuquerque, New Mexico, where, it's like a mile above sea level. And so the altitude, like the oxygen, the air is much thinner there. Yeah. And so we were working on this one big scene. This actually got cut from the movie, but it was a big sequence, big fight with Cap and these aliens on the street. It was a hand-to-hand thing, and it got cut down or cut out. And it was just a long take with these other stunt performers. But, the second unit director was very meticulous, and he shot it a lot of times, and, it was in summertime in Albuquerque, so the altitude's very high, and it's very hot, and they got, like, the helmet on and the gloves. There's nowhere for the heat to escape, and you're just on camera, okay, go again, back to one. And you're trying to catch your breath and trying to remember these 40 moves and these other guys, and you're like, your mind's just like, oh, am I going to pass out, and how am I going to do this? And then you dig deep and find a way to do it, but that was probably the hardest mentally and physically to get through. But then after that, what's so great is once you do these difficult things and you survive them, you just gain this experience and confidence in yourself over years of doing this stuff, so that when you get to the Endgame and Infinity Wars, you've seen a lot of stuff and you're just a little more what they call seasoned. The fight between the two Captain Americas in Endgame on the bridge, there's like 4 or 5 sections of that fight broken down into manageable pieces that actors can remember. So then you shoot those from certain angles. So you do a section at a time. But I like to start the section with 2 doubles doing it, so that you get the speed and energy, and kind of gets the actors and the crew all worked up and like, ooh, this is what is to be expected. Because if you start with an actor, sometimes they're, they had a long night or a hard day the day before, and their energy's not really high. But if you start with 2 doubles who are professionals and they know their job is to energize the crew and the performers, they really bring the energy up. So I like to start that way, so that you have a lot of energy. And then, depending on which way the camera is, usually if you've got 2 actors there, you put the stunt double, if you're shooting over the shoulder of the double, see the face of the other actor. Yeah. Just because that that double's going to be a little bit, I say safer, but the actor can go a little harder, can feel a little more confident that he can swing with full power, and the stunt person's going to get out of the way or take the right reaction. Because sometimes when 2 actors work together, they might get a little excited, and one person gets out of position, and the other one is holding back because they don't want to hurt the other actor. So when you're with a stunt man, and the actor can really let go. I had known Joe and Anthony from Winter Soldier, so I did Winter Soldier with them as a stunt double. Did Civil War, Captain America Civil War, as a stunt double and a stunt coordinator. So then on Infinity War, they asked me to, because there was so much work to do. I mean, we shot, I think it was a 90-day, that movie was like a 90-day shoot, but it should have been like, 120, so there's so much to do. There were times where 3 different units were running at the same time. Yeah. So they kind of gave me a lot of the Wakanda fights, like the battle stuff. Okay, Sam, go do this. And I just, because they trusted me and that we'd worked together enough that they knew that I knew the kind of action they liked and how to shoot it. And so once they kind of tested me out, I guess, on Infinity War, when Endgame came along, they just said, hey, you be the sole second unit director, and they gave me a bunch of sequences. sequence in particular was pretty great. It's one of the highlights of my career because it was, I was directing it. So, and I helped design the set, like all the glass, and it was just from the beginning, they kind of gave me that sequence, and I helped the construction put it together, and then we helped the stunt guys design the fights, and then I was able to direct, Chris Evans, a good friend of mine, and my brother was the other stunt double, so I got to fight. And I was only second unit directing and coordinating, but I came out of retirement and put on, cut my hair, cut my beard, put on the suit again to do this fight scene with my brother, knowing that it was one of probably the last times I get to wear the suit where Cap would do a fight. And so, my dad was there for those 4 days, and it was one of those, it was just a really great moment of everything coming full circle. Even the suit we were wearing at the time was the same suit that I started, in the Marvel Universe wearing.
Does he like or does he hate that you double his actions?
He loves it when I do it. Like he'd be like, he'll come in and be like, "Okay, Sam, it's your turn," and he'll do as much as we kind of ask him to. But then it becomes, we always want him in there for the acting, try to get as much fighting as possible. But most of the time, when the helmet goes on, there's really no reason for him to be running around out in the heat and fighting and doing crazy stuff. And he knows, like, he does some stuff really well, but then most of the time, the stunt doubles are going to do the fighting as the character a little better. And that he was really good in that way. Other actors kind of hold on to that and say only they can be the character, but he's just a pro and understands that the stunt double in the suit is as much the character of Captain America as he is. And so you get to say, hey, it's your turn, you make me look good, you go in there, and so it's a partnership.
Mr. Rogers, I almost forgot that suit did nothing for your ass.
No one asked you to look, Tony.
It's ridiculous.
I think you look great, Cap. As far as I'm concerned, that's America's ass.
Maybe one of the most memorable moments of the movie. Whose ass is it?
Well, they shot that to my understanding, because truthfully, I wasn't there for that. We shot a version of the scene when they had a screen, and they went back and added that scene later because of the joke. And thank God they did, because it's one of the funniest parts of the movie. But I believe that they shot that it was actually Chris Evans, because they did a split screen where he played both characters. So I believe that was him on the ground.
But you're not popping the bubble. Everyone can believe still.
Yes. He is America's ass.
That is America's ass.